There's an almost admirable bluntness to the way Fox's new paranormal parody Ghosted skips over normal TV niceties to give its audience what they've clearly tuned in to see. Adam Scott and Craig Robinson, trapped in a van together and riffing on Alex Trebek. It takes exactly 3 scenes for the show to get our 2 stars together in the same dimly lit room. One to establish Scott as a helpfully neurotic Mulder type. One to demonstrate Robinson's status as a taciturn smartass who secretly cares, and one that no one is going to care about because neither Adam Scott or Craig Robinson is in it. That's Ghosted in a nutshell. 2 of the funniest performers working in TV comedy, surrounded by a backdrop that seems to have been intentionally dragged down to heighten the contrast whenever they're on screen. Unfortunately, that attitude hits the show's supporting cast especially hard. Take Ally Walker's Captain Avalafree, the officer who inducts Max, Jennifer, Scott, and Leroy Wright, Robinson, into the bare-bones X-Files world of the show's resident secret paranormal research agency, the Bureau Underground. In the original version of the pilot, Walker at least got a joke or 2 stuck in around Scott and Robinson's obvious improvs. Here, her role could have been easily replaced with a text card laying out the episode's requisite exposition. Carmichael show alum Ember Stevens-West is hardly allowed to fare much better. Her resident tech expert, Annie, at least gets a few weird line readings to work with, but she's otherwise a total cipher. The only non-Max and Leroy character allowed any real latitude to be weird or funny is Barry, a nebulously defined scientist played by a deal actor who gave a memorable appearance earlier this year as Kumail Nanjiani's brother in The Big Sick. Nervous and aggressively polite, Barry seems like the only supporting character in this comedy show who's actually been designed to be funny, rather than as someone for Scott and Robinson to be funny at. Meanwhile, the show's paranormal elements feel just as perfunctory, to the point where their slapdash nature occasionally feels like part of the joke. This is the sort of big, shadowy conspiracy that can be thwarted by a couple of guys dressed up as fake fax machine repairmen, and action scenes and threats that have a lot more in common with Scooby-Doo, all panicked running and desperate cries for help, than any actual attempt at suspense. Ghosted does occasionally flirt with some actual sci-fi weirdness, the visual of Max and Leroy fighting with a screaming severed head, while its unattached body tries to hunt them down carries at least a little bit of a punch, but it's always merely a background to the next round of jokes.